All right. Now, how the product is made or the process is hugely important. And the process is a series of steps that are followed in order to get the product made. So you've got this type of thing. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, and finished product. Now, to answer your question from the previous lecture, why is this so low? The manufacturing business on our bar graph here, why is it so low? Simply because it's the most difficult business to run of all of them. There are just so many factors that need to be taken into consideration. So, if you look at your step-by-step process, and it really is a process, you have to make sure that your process is very well set up in order for you to make money. Now, there are two different types of processes, or process falls into two different categories, really. The first category, and let's use an example of the sewing business, for instance. The first category is where the person goes here and they grab the material and they go from station to station to station. So here they would cut them put the pattern on, and they would trace the pattern in that. Here they would go and there'd be scissors and they'd cut. Here they'd go to the sewing machine, they'd sew. Here they go to the overlock or whatever. Here they go to the button. There they would go to ironing, packaging, and that happens. So that's where the people move along with the product. But in most manufacturing processes, the product moves and you stay put. So Bruno would be the one that traces all the patterns onto the material. Juarez would be the one that cuts out so he's just waiting for Bruno to finish putting the pattern onto the material before he can actually work and cut out. And then once he's done it, he passes on to Brandon, who does all the sewing, and then Kaya does the overlocking. Gian puts the buttons on and the little fancy goodies. Eva presses it, and Louise packs it. And they stay put, and the product moves. Now, it's actually that way is the more efficient way of manufacturing. However, you have now taken a seamstress with all of the skills of a seamstress and reduced them to the person that puts on the buttons. Which is a bit of a pity, actually. But it is the most efficient way to get a garment made. I mean, can you imagine that we were all tailors or seamstresses trying to make our products, and we had to, the first thing is we'd need a whole bunch of sewing machines, a whole bunch. We'd need 12 sewing machines, we'd need 12 overlockers and this type of thing. And then we'd be tripping over each other to use so it's not really efficient. So, but that's unfortunate, but that's the way that it's gone. The Industrial Revolution and mechanization has really destroyed that. So the true craftsman, what you're talking about, Kaya, is literally no more. So, you get the guy that makes the legs, turns the legs, and then he passes that on to the guy that knocks it together, to the guy that does the sanding, to the guy that does the varnishing, and that type of thing. Just going to go through something very quickly in terms of this process, because there's something that I need to point out. So, we are going to bake a cake together. And we are going to talk about the process of baking a cake, which one could term manufacturing the cake. So, there's a series of steps that need to take place in terms of baking a cake. So, let's talk through it together. What do you do? Tell me what you do to bake a cake. Sorry? So the illustration that I'm doing is because there are many more steps that are involved, and some have to take place before others in order for there to be efficiency. So what I'm saying by that little diagram, you've got to make sure that your process is well set up and that your flow of products is of such a nature that it's efficient, that it's effective, that it's less wastage, and that type of thing.